I consider what I do a craft, a privilege, and a responsibility.
40 years of memories.
Pack your bags and go with me on a trip you'll never forget. Oklahoma is
The voice of an icon.
It was in this very room today that more than 35 kids were brought after having suffered through that explosion.
A generation of Oklahomans have grown up with her.
Several months ago, we began investigating.
She's anchored more than 25,000 newscasts. And tonight will be her very last one.
I hope when all is said and done that someone, someplace will be able to say, you know, she made a difference. Things are better because she did what she did. And she loved what she was doing. She felt privileged to be able to do it and did it the best she could.
Oh, it is bittersweet, our friends. This will be our last time saying hello to all of you from here in the newly named Linda Cavanaugh studio. We're going to celebrate Linda's legacy.
And it won't be long before you'll be scooting right over here to this seat, and I'm so happy about that.
Thank you so much.
Very welcome.
Thank you.
Well, here we go.
40 years on 4, and tonight, my friend, it is all about you. This brand new studio will now forever be known as the Linda Cavanaugh Studio, named for our friend here who anchored countless hours of coverage over 40 years.
And I'm grateful to each one of you, and I'm sorry I need to do this, but I can't even imagine having a studio named after me, but there's so many great people who came through here. So.
That ceremony taking place just behind us here in the newsroom this afternoon, and Linda's family surprised her. Daughter Ann even flew in to help us celebrate your legacy. Her husband Will and his son Paul was here too, and other family from outside
it was so
the family.
wonderful. I was so surprised.
Today is a tough day for us here at KFOR. 3 years ago, Linda told us that she would be retiring at the end of 2017, so here we are. Today will be Linda's final day with us. Back in October, we marked your 40th anniversary on Channel 4, and today, as you get ready to begin your retirement, we're joining other Oklahomans in celebrating the incredible legacy she's leaving behind.
And I'm also very proud of the fact that you are the first woman co-anchor of a newscast at night and evening news with KFOR. And of course, you've worked on so many different topics, to investigative reporting, to different types of antique shows, which I still remember with you, to all kinds of fun things, looking at restaurants and just many, many different topics that you've covered over the many decades that you have given your life to service to the state of Oklahoma. So it's my great pleasure to say I wish you best of luck in your retirement. We'll miss you on TV, and I look forward to seeing whatever it is that you decide to do in the future. God bless you, and thank you once again for your service.
And not bad when the governor wants to be involved in this.
Very nice. Now, what will always be the pillar of News 4 are the people. I had the pleasure of working with some of the most remarkable journalists.
And you kind of helped pave the way for lots of budding broadcasting careers over the years, too. Cherokee Ballard came to KFOR in 1984 as a wide-eyed intern. She remembers Linda as a great mentor and friend. But one of her best memories was inviting Linda to speak to a group of young women at the University of Oklahoma.
She was so sweet and came and spoke to a group of about 300 young college women and just really inspired the whole room. And after it was over, she was like, "Where's the food?"
So
That's
typical.
your priorities.
Cherokee also recalled working on a special investigation with Linda called Beloved or Betrayed. It was an expose on nursing home abuse that ultimately led to Oklahoma law being changed.
And Cherokee was fantastic. I mean, she went into the nursing home undercover, and I think that we showed some things that hadn't been shown before.
I think you did, and she turned
great.
into a great reporter and anchor as well.
She did.
Hey,
yeah.
Not only the governor, but we have a king that wants to
Really?
say something. Take a listen.
Congratulations to Linda Cavanaugh. You're the queen. They call me the king. I call you the queen. 40 years in this market. It's great. You could have gone many places. You had the opportunity, I know, and you stayed in Oklahoma. And we have all enjoyed you so many times and so many years. And just want to wish you well, whatever you do, and I hope to see you around. You're a lovely lady, and you are the queen of television for Oklahoma City.
I wonder if he can get us tickets to the national championship. I have to call him.
He might be able to. For you, probably. For the queen. Barry is right. You're the queen of broadcast journalism here in Oklahoma. And tonight we want to give our viewers a sample of the groundbreaking reporting you've done over the years.
Earlier this summer, Lincoln Park was the center of activity on the city's northeast side. And the residents of Cleveland, Oklahoma are voting on increasing their sales tax today.
From Oklahoma's first television station, this is News Center for Update.
Good evening, everybody. I'm Brad Edwards with Linda Kavanaugh.
And Oklahoma City police say tonight
it's being called one of the worst tragedies of the decade. Linda Kavanaugh is standing by live at the Midwest City Hospital with up-to-the-minute details on the story. Linda.
Thank you very much, Gary. It was in this very room today that more than 35 kids were brought after having suffered through that explosion at the Star Elementary School in Spencer, Oklahoma. Some folks think when you talk about poverty, you're talking about a situation that exists in some other state or some other country, surely not Oklahoma. But the fact of the matter is that 18% of our population lives below the poverty level. You know, inflation may be an inconvenience to most of us, but to these folks, it's a matter of survival.
They all have one thing in common: they're hospice patients. Centuries ago, the word hospice used to refer to a place where pilgrims could rest and relax before continuing on their journeys. Today, hospice care refers to the help given to people who are traveling on life's last journey.
An Oklahoma City bank going broke.
But 10 days ago, Penn Square Bank here in Oklahoma City made the unthinkable a reality. Banking officials ordered the bank's doors closed.
Welcome to the special edition of News for Oklahoma at the fair.
You know, the mixture of sunshine and a good crowd equals money for the vendors who are out here.
But how safe is that food to eat? Who prepared it? And would you still eat it if you could see behind the kitchen doors?
The word Soviet Union would strike fear in the hearts of many Oklahomans, and some it still does. But in others, it means new trade possibilities and new hopes for the future, particularly for our wheat farmers.
Oklahoma has more Indians in her population than any state in the nation. And yet, from the red clay of the prairie to the concrete of the city, they often find themselves strangers in their own land.
Indian teepees dotted the wind-blown prairies long before city lights outshone the stars. It was a time of broken treaties and broken hearts. Of those who resisted white settlement, Geronimo was perhaps the most feared. He and his Apaches were in the southwestern part of the United States. At one point, the U.S. cavalry sent 5,000 soldiers trying to capture that one man.
As you join us for our journey to Vietnam, we'll travel from the countryside to the city. And we'll take you to places where cameras have never before been allowed.
Is this the way you remember it?
Not exactly.
We're steps away from the Hanoi Hilton, home to American prisoners of war.
We knew in an instant what was important and what wasn't. And we saw that together we are far stronger than we would ever be, separated by our differences. This jury here in Denver decided unanimously that Timothy McVeigh should receive the death penalty. As I've told you, the streets are lined here in Denver and downtown Denver with people who've come out of their office buildings just to watch what happens out here, because there is a wave of emotion anytime those court doors open. They've taken a map and they've quartered it up so that they know exactly where they're going, so that they don't duplicate their efforts. And they're going to go house by house, looking for people who might have survived the twister who are in the wreckage. Now, you're seeing some videotape that was shot about an hour and a half ago, just soon after the twister roared through here. Our flags now fly at half-staff, silent testimony to the images that surround us, pictures so seemingly unreal. It's only as we dream at night that they take their rightful place as nightmares. In 1949, WKY-TV staked its claim on an industry that was more dream than reality. And from those dreams came the first black and white pictures that would color our lives for decades to come. This is more than the history of a television station. It's the story of people who became like family members, joining us in our homes as they entertained and informed. People worked all night. We are running a fantastic race. The weather is great for the runners, and we've got some great times coming in.
Well, you told us on Twitter that you wanted to hear more about this next story. So
That's nothing to sneeze about.
Plus, you're allergic to the next story.
Halloween week, here we go.
Let's change our names for Halloween.
Yeah, what do you have in mind?
I'm Bob Burry, and you're Linda Cadavernaugh, which means you're deadbeat.
Only someone gravely ill could have thought of that. Oklahoma Senator Don Nichols is pushing for an agreement of another kind. He met with President Reagan today.
We wanted you to have this cake.
Did you get hungry on the way from the newsroom?
No, we got a discount on this. It was a repossession, but they guaranteed me it'd be fresh and fine. So
Action 30, huh?
That's,
okay.
That's for your birthday. We also have a couple of other things for you here. This is for your crow's feet. That comes with age 30. This is a little.
You won't think you're not going to pay for this in the future.
Oh, sure we are. A little bit of Geritol so you can get up
okay.
once again tomorrow morning.
Fine.
So
All right.
wish you happy 30th birthday.
Thank you very much.
She's so calm.
We'll speak to you in a moment. That's our news. Thank you for joining us over here.
That's okay.
After 30, everything goes. Good night.
So we have to give Valentine's to all the men in my life. Isn't this wonderful? They don't open them yet.
Where's the other 200?
Kevin! Oh! Hard-boiled!
I'm so sorry. That's funny, Robert. You think that's funny?
Joke's on you, girl.
I hope when all is said and done that someone, someplace will be able to say, you know, she made a difference and she loved what she was doing, felt privileged to be able to do it, and did it the best she could. And what a privilege to sit next to you for these, 19 years?
Oh, you're so sweet. It was my privilege. And,
I've had to babysit him not really.
We've had a great time. An old friend of yours who used to sit here.
Oh, yeah?
Spent some time with you on the set, wanted to pass along his well wishes too.
Hey, LC, just want to wish you congratulations on your big 40th anniversary. Oh, wait, no, that was the other celebration. It was really clever of the way that you decided to have two big celebrations, so you got twice as many accolades and compliments. Coming to you from snowy Detroit, but I just got back from an assignment in South Korea, and every time I leave on an assignment, I'm very mindful of really the example that you set, that an anchor needs to get the heck out of the studio and not only just go tell stories, but go find big stories, epic stories, stories that are really hard to tell. And I still remember those magnificent stories that you did on Native America, really towering achievements and a great example to all of us for what an anchor ought to be about.
Hey, we aren't finished yet either. We're going to soak up every last second we have left with you.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, we are. And there are some surprises in store. But here first is some well wishes from your friends and coworkers.
Good luck, Linda. We'll miss you. Congratulations, Linda, on 40 great years.
It 25 years, almost to the very day,
wow,
you and I have worked together. And that makes about 18,000 newscasts.
About that.
About that many.
Yeah.
And the Storm Center's in the studio, and I can tell viewers, Oklahomans, that not because she had to, because she wanted to, she fact-checked and error-checked. Not that she had to, she wanted to, every single newscast by hand before she came on the air to you, and she still does it today. The second thing I got to tell viewers is somehow you beat me to the garden specials at Home Depot on a Saturday morning. I don't know how that happens.
Because I get up earlier.
Right, you're quick to the punch.
I'll save some for you next
Right.
time.
She maybe drives
Make
the
it
fastest
work.
Pleasure, Linda.
Thank you.
The gang chipped in, bought you a few things for your
Really?
retirement. Yes, we
Which
know.
part of the gang?
Well, we know you like to garden, so we're going to give you this.
Oh, that's
Now,
very
be
nice.
gentle. We spent $3.95 on that.
Okay.
Okay.
That's- yeah.
Do we have time for the others? Okay, we're going to come back and give you some more.
I can't
We'll
wait.
be right back. Well, we started giving you some of our gifts. You've
Yes,
got
I've
your
got my garden gloves.
$3.95 we spent on that.
That's very nice.
And I don't think you all know this, but Linda's husband, Will, who's one of the fine professors at OU, is also retiring.
He's taught some 40,000 kids down
Amazing.
there.
After 40 years that he's done that, so they're going to be spending more time together.
Mhm.
So I got you these earplugs. Oh, you know what? Actually,
They
these are
need
for
to-
Will.
They need to go to
Yeah,
him.
they're for Will.
That poor man. I feel so
And,
sorry for him. I'll put this right here in my glove.
So he does. And also, earlier today, a lot of our folks were out gathering the news, but we had some 60 people here. I took a picture with Linda, and we'll show you the full screen of it here. There it is right there. Thank you,
nice.
Linda. And we had a great time. This is when they dedicated the studio to you, and we all kind of got together, those of us who could, and said, good luck.
Oh, what an honor that was. Totally surprised, but so grateful. So very nice. You know, for the past 40 years, you've shown me nothing but kindness, but the last month has been extraordinary. You showered me with cards, chocolates, and flowers, which I appreciate more than you can imagine. But you also gifted me with your words. They were loving, encouraging, supportive. I'll carry them in my heart for years to come. And you've made a difference in my life. I'm a better person for having known you, because through telling your stories, you taught me courage. I remember victims of the bombing facing years of recovery, but facing each day with gratitude and determination. And I've learned about compassion firsthand, time after time. I've seen you respond after terrible tornadoes. You treat strangers in need as though they're your neighbors. And quite frankly, you're like family. We've had our children together. We've comforted each other during losses. You were there as we grieved my friends and colleagues, Brad Edwards, Bob Berry Jr. Our bonds are strong, and I'm grateful to you. And I'm thankful for my friends here at Channel 4 who've shared their extraordinary abilities with me for 4 decades. Any spotlight you perceived was focused on me was merely a reflection of the talents of those around me. I've been surrounded by men and women who excel at what they do: producers, photographers, engineers, writers. I'm grateful that they allowed me to learn from them. And most importantly, I'm grateful to my family, my husband of almost 43 years, who's going to use these earplugs, Will, and our 2 children, Paul and Ann. They are the world to me. And some wonder, why leave now? Well, simply because it feels right. 40 years is a nice round number, and I know there's someone who can step in and continue the tradition of excellence for which the station is known. Jolene Chaney is ready. Well, what will I miss? I'll miss you. I'll miss my daily laughs and conversation with my station colleagues, but I'm looking forward to the unknown. It's like being in the middle of a mystery novel and wanting to see what comes next. Whatever it is, I'll never forget my Oklahoma roots, the red clay that stains my soil and the wind that never stops. And I'll never forget the wonderful years you've allowed me to spend with you. Thank you.
My friend, this is our final 4 shot together. This lady
yeah?
has been amazing to sit next to. I've learned so much from her. And we just want to, one last time, say thank you.
Oh, thank you. I appreciate you all. Thank you very much.
I'll go ahead and say it. Friday Sports Overtime is coming up next.